Hello and welcome to Moondog for a little explanation on conservation dogs and what exactly they are. Um, Moondog has conservation dogs. We've had conservation dogs for quite a while, so let's take a look at what they are. Conservation dogs is a dog that is trained to work in a natural resource field. So natural resource field is anything with the environment, and it could be plants, animals, bacteria, mold, pests, anything like that. So these dogs can do scent work or breed-specific work to assist biologists. They perform various tasks for data collection. When I say breed-specific work, some dog breeds are better at doing different parts of conservation work, not necessarily the scent work. There's more than scent work that goes into this. Any type of breed can do this. They can work in the conservation field, and they just need to be able to do the task at hand. Here, for example, is a Springer Spaniel who is working with eastern coyotes. At Moondog, our journey started over 25 years ago, working in the conservation dog field. We started working by training dogs for other people to use and then have moved into our teamwork. So we have trained and worked with a variety of breeds, and we've had a variety of jobs in this field. Like I stated earlier, scent work is our main work in the conservation dog field, is finding scents. But we've also done other things like waterfowl surveys. We've done hazing for either hazing predators or hazing waterfowl is actually one of the ones I've done. And then guarding the team that is working against any predator type threats. We've worked a lot with predators over the years. Some of the predators were mountain lions, eastern coyotes, western coyotes, black bears, bobcats, and wolves. Most of this stuff working with those predators was scent work related, though there is some guarding in there. We've worked with some plants where the dog is trained to find different plants out in the wild and then alert us when they find them. These plants are not always in the flowering showy mode or stage, so sometimes the dog will alert to a spot where you're not seeing much of anything, but if you mark it, come back, you can take care of the issue at hand or collect or whatever you're doing. We've worked, like I said before, with waterfowl surveys. This was in the prairie pothole region, and we did a lot of surveys out there for counting waterfowl and finding waterfowl. And bison was one of our guarding jobs, working with bison in the Midwest of the United States. Bison are very curious, so just alerting our team. We've also done some bear guarding up here in Alaska. So at Moondog, the dogs work with their handler as a team. So when we get hired for a job, it's not just the dog that goes out. It is a team that goes out, the handler and the dog. Each team member has a job or multiple jobs to do. Sometimes that is collecting the data, and the dog is there as well to help collect the data. Sometimes that might be just to go along as a guard. But either way, they go out as a team. The team member either has one job or multiple jobs to do. That is something that is trained into our dogs, to do multiple jobs, multiple areas, so that we could do that as a team. The bond that the team shares is really huge, especially when you're talking about safety. The teammates, we need to understand each other. We need to understand our body languages, our likes, dislikes, and what each other is thinking. That is what makes the team work smoothly, safely, effectively, and efficiently. And just as some examples of past dogs, these guys that these next couple slides I'll show is they all are either retired or they have passed on. So Katie Bird, the Springer Spaniel here, is working with eastern coyotes, otherwise known as coy wolves. She here in this particular picture, she is actually telling me about a scent post That's along a territory boundary line between two different family groups of coyotes. In the bottom picture, the healer, she works or has worked before she was retired, very good as a bear guard. Her main role was to alert us to bears that were around. We get into some situations or some areas where we have a lot of background noise, and that background noise, like waterfalls or streams, traffic, waves, anything like that, having that guard dog to alert us to a predator or some type of threat that would be to us while we are working is a huge deal. And so they can alert, they work as a team, so they can alert, they alert their handler, the handler then alerts everybody else, and we either increase noise, maybe get bear spray ready, take a look around, see what's doing. They are not trained to actually go after any type of wildlife. They are trained to just alert when they are there and to follow and show us where this threat is. And then here we have Coda. He is one of our cross-trained. He is currently retired, but he has been trained to work on waterfowl surveys with western coyotes and bobcats. These are just some photos on the bottom. He was just getting ready to go out for a waterfowl survey. This is the office that I worked for. And then at the top, this is not the job he was out for at the time. He was just there actually to help guard us against moose, let us know if there was a moose nearby. Because again, we were in a high background noise environment. And here he's telling me that there is a coyote scent mark right there for boundary lines of a coyote group. So even though he's retired or he's all retired at this point, he will still go and show me stuff whenever we are out. So what does Moondog do in the conservation field? We train new dogs to work as a team, pictured as one of the new dogs. We solicit for jobs, so we work with other groups, other partners to find funding for conservation dog work. Some of the work that we do is new to the field of conservation dogs, and so there's a research component to it as well. So it's just working with these partners to find the funding in order to go through and do the training. And then we can also consult with companies to design the scopes of work that have a conservation dog component. So if you would like to talk to me or talk to us about using dogs for invasive species monitoring, eDNA monitoring, population monitoring, and protection is a good one, or pest monitoring. We can do any of that stuff. And we will work with different companies or organizations in order to help them design either a project or a scope of work behind something so that they can then go for funding. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much what we do with the conservation dogs. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about conservation dogs or what we do, or you have an idea and would like to throw it by us, feel free to reach out. My information is here listed, the phone number and email, best email to reach me at. And yes, we hope you have a very nice day. Thank you very much.